Hi YouTubers, today I want to talk to you about coping. There's different aspects to the whole coping thing. You're dealing with other people's reactions and you taking in this new information that you now have cancer. I also wanted to talk to you about, I also kind of want to talk to you about the medication and stuff like that, and the weight and everything that goes emotionally coping with having cancer. So you might have noticed my hair changed a little bit. They put me on a newer treatment, so some of my hair started to kind of fall off, and it being bleached the way it was making it even worse than somehow, and it was just falling out, so just kind of cut it all off. And as I said before, this is my second time dealing with cancer. So coping. When you find out you have cancer, there are a billion thoughts that go through your head, whether or not you're going to be able to finish seeing your kids, your loved ones graduate, and how are you going to tell other people that you care about that you're going through this, and the people you don't care about, how are you going to tell them? And it's kind of, for me, it's been a hit or miss. The first time I went through it, I honestly didn't tell anybody. I just kept everything to myself. I wanted to make sure that I dealt with this. I'm strong. I'm going to do it. Everyone says I'm strong, so why wouldn't I be able to deal with this by myself? So I drove myself to my treatments all by myself. And then I came back, and by the way, my treatments are an hour and a half away because I have to go to a whole nother city to get my chemo. And I was just like, I'm going to do this. Me. And when people are like, oh my gosh, is there anything you can do? I was like, no, I can do this myself. And that did not help anybody or anything at all. And I went privately down this road of depression. Sorry, you guys are getting kind of a reflection off of my glasses. So yeah, that didn't help. If you notice that somebody is kind of keeping everything quiet, it's not necessarily about you. It's about, well, does this person really want to know, or are they just being nosy? Do they really want to know how I'm feeling? The emotional baggage that I'm going through, do they care? Or are they going to give me like that crazy sympathy thing, where they just go, oh, I'm sorry you're going through that. I had a tough day too. I stubbed my toe, and then my boss asked me to like do some extra stuff, and I had to, like, my boyfriend was being totally unreasonable. And then you're like, okay, well, this person clearly doesn't care. And I had to deal with that. I did have friends who I thought were going to have my back. And the only thing I really needed, just FYI for those people who don't have cancer, who want to know just the little teeny itty bitty thing you can do, call them, make them smile and laugh. And when you hear that they're kind of going through something, just listen and, reminisce with them, make them feel human again, not like a big sympathy case that's running just in the way. That sucks. Nobody wants to be poor ma, so, try to do that. It can make a world of a difference. A simple phone call, letting someone know, oh my God, yesterday, so I was walking past this club and there was a bunch of kids and somebody got drunk and then fell on their face. It was so funny. Tell the cancer patient that just to make them smile, oh, you know that movie, you know, we really like watching sci-fi movies, and I just saw this really awful movie. It's called Deathgasm. It's funny and it is awful. But I need friends to do that. And I have a very small group who understand, and they knew that that's what I needed, and that's what they did. Trying to do everything myself and not burden anyone else actually led to being a bigger burden later on, because with my second time, I had a lot of mouth sores. I was feeling sick and nauseous, and I didn't want to tell anyone because I don't want to stop the fun. Well, you know what? Later on, I was even worse. So if I had just said, you know, I'm not feeling that great. I know we made plans to go out to the fair. I can't really be around a lot of people right now. I just need a rest. I should have done that. And that's on me. I wish that someone had also noticed, but it's not to say that they didn't, because they did ask, are you okay? Are you sure that this is going to be okay for you? Can you handle this? And like I said, I didn't want to be a, you know, Saturday Night Live person, you know, Debbie Downer. So I just kept saying, yeah, no, it's fine. I can do it. And I can't. I couldn't. And it made everything worse. For me, with the mouth sores, it got so bad that I actually had holes in my cheeks. It's insane. I've never even had a cold sore, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And when the doctors saw me, they were honestly angry with me. They were like, how long has this been going on? And I was like, well, it's been about a month. And they were like, what? And I was like, well, I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to stop my treatments. I didn't want to be in any inconvenience. I figured that this was a normal thing. It is a side effect. Well, it turns out that they had to stop this for 2 weeks. I had to stop my treatments because I didn't say anything from way back when. And, you know, I should have. Duh. What else? Yeah, that was by far the worst thing. But then they prescribed me a medication that is a steroid, and it actually helps. It helps with that. And whenever I don't take it, because I'm like, I'm doing fine, what's the problem? I'll cut my medication, be like, I don't want to take that because it makes me kind of bloaty. Then the mouth sores come back, or they come back somewhere else, like a rash or something like that. I start taking my medication again. Then I feel fine again. Then I stop taking it because, again, I'm fine. Turns out, again, no, I have to keep taking this medication whether I want to or not. And with my type of cancer, it's a hormonal cancer. And I guess it's on the rarer side. And so I take, they have a hormone blocker that they inject into me, and along with all the chemo and all the other junk. But so the hormone blocker makes me dry, and I don't know. I don't get as moody though. I mean, I have crazy hot flashes. And to cope with that, what I do is I simply, I have a bunch of, I know this sounds immature, but I have a lot of popsicles. I have natural popsicles that I bought from, like Trader Joe's, and, your regular grocery store, they have them. And so they're like low on the sweets, but it is something tasty, and it's something that can kind of cool my mouth down. that helps so much. And I'm living under a fan right now because I'm in Washington, and even though the weather goes up and it goes down, it also, when it's up, it's humid. It's crazy humid out here. And I'm Washington State, not DC. Let's see. Finding out, I'm going to kind of go back to what I was saying earlier about finding out about cancer. That was a hard blow. The first time and the second time. The first time I broke down and cried. I was having a hard time understanding what was going on, why me. And then I called, my husband, let him know. Then I called one of my best friends because they knew that I had been going through things. And so then I called my mom, and my mom said, well, maybe it's not cancer. Maybe it's something else. Doctors don't know. Maybe if you take some, what did she say? Black castor oil. That's what it was. She says, take some castor oil and just flush it out of your system and that'll be good. Well, that's not how a hormonal disease works. It's feeding off of your estrogen and it just wants to get you. That was pretty bad. It was really bad. I had a 2-year-old at the time, and then my other kid was in first grade, I believe. Yeah, she was in first grade. It was really hard. And then, I lost a bunch of friends and even family members. Some because they don't believe that it's cancer. Other people because they just were nowhere near when I needed them. So then what good are you? If you can't be there when I need you, then who cares? Now the second time I've got cancer, I'll be honest, it was not easier. With the first time I had treatments like twice a month. This time it's every week. Every week I have treatment. Every week I have to drive all the way out to Seattle, which is about 2 hours away. Every week I have to talk to a doctor about what's going on with my health. But emotionally, it's way better. I've learned that I'm not a group health kind of person. I don't like the idea of sitting around with a bunch of people discussing about how I'm feeling and seeing their face, seeing how they're sick. And I don't think that I'm as bad, or, because you get in, I don't want to say competitive mode, but you do get into, well, they've got this going on. Well, I'm not that bad. Should I even be here? So I went to the online chat rooms, which I didn't do the first time. And that was way better. It's an anonymous thing. You're discussing with people how you're feeling, how sad you are, how happy you are, your triumphs. Hey, I just got some test scores back and everything's even better than before. I'm on my way. Even people who are family members talk on there about losing a loved one to cancer and how they're coping with it. Online. It's 2019. Duh. I don't know why I didn't think of that. It would have helped me so much if I had just done online last time. Like, that would have helped me so much. Yeah. Online. Duh. Right? Duh. But yeah, with more treatments, things have gotten a little better because I have learned to ask for help. Some of the neighbors have given me some food for my family, and I even had a GoFundMe, you know, Sheikah. I think it's under Sheikah something, something, something. Anyways, it doesn't matter. And that helped me because obviously I can't work. I'm going to doctor's appointments all the time. And usually when you work certain types of jobs, they don't allow leeway for that kind of stuff. And it really does affect your paycheck, you know, in the end. But like I said, I've learned to say it's okay for help, which also means it's okay when people just want to give their sympathy. That's so hard to accept that sympathy. You know, it's hard. But it's an adjustment and you need to learn to do it. We all do. When people pass in your family, people ask stupid questions. They say dumb things, but you have to let it go. They don't understand. They're at a loss themselves. So they'll say things like, hey, well, at least you're looking thinner. You know, you've lost some weight. Great. Thanks. Thank you. Oh, thank you. I'm on the new chemo diet, and thank you so much. I've heard, well, if you make sure you drink some alkaline water, it attacks the cancer. Great, thanks. Yeah. Oh, well, have you prayed recently? You know what? What is that? There's a frog. There's a frog on my porch. It's being really loud. That's crazy. But, yeah, so back to what I was saying. Yeah. I've had people ask me, you know, well, you know, have you broken it down to your kids? Honestly, sort of. You know, I explained that I am dealing with cancer. I told them, you know, generally it just means that I'm sick and I'll stay sick a little bit longer. And it's, I mean, when you have young kids, do you really want to go into details about what exactly 100% is going on? No. And I don't want to stress my kids out like that, you know. And who wants to do that to their kids, you know? No. There was a period where I also had a weight gain because, again, the medication that they're giving me requires that you eat every time you take your medication. The medication is, that's my dog. She's upset with me. The medication requires that I eat each time I take it, and I have to take it 3 times a day. And then there's other medication that I have to take first thing when I wake up. And so I was just kind of just gaining weight. And then there's another medication I have that kind of makes you hungry to build up that appetite, you know, because I don't really smoke pot. So it also made it worse. And I'll be honest, I'm a little vain. I don't want to be big or bigger. So I needed to make sure that I did something with that. Yeah, I've managed to turn a bright eye to a lot of this. I'm doing a lot better than I was before. And it's funny, there's still people who doubt that I even have cancer. Like, you don't look like you have cancer. You look very healthy. Like, no, I have cancer. They're just giving me a different type of treatment to combat everything. And so far I've managed to be able to keep my hair. I think I said that on the other video. I haven't even rewatched that one. I probably will need to at some point. But yeah, look, coping is the hardest part. Dealing with your emotions of finding out that you have cancer, whether it's your first time, your second, third, whatever, it's hard. Dealing with everybody else makes it harder. Telling people I have stage 4 breast cancer, that means it's spread to my other organs, is hard. People don't want to hear it. It's sad, and they will cope through you. Look, you have cancer, or your friend has cancer. It is what it is. That's what I kept telling myself. It is what it is. It's not going to make it any better if I sit there and cry. It made me feel a little bit better for a little while, but then you have to bring yourself out of that. You have to function. You've got to keep going. And when you're tired, rest. Do your best. Do you. And I will continue to say that. I don't know if you've noticed, it's been like 2 or 3 weeks since my last video, mostly because I was sick. And I was like, I'm not going to do this. I don't feel well. I don't want to. And if you noticed, I've got a new shirt. It's Camp Crystal Lake Hide and Seek Champion. I love it. But, okay, you guys have a great day. And I'm glad I was able to share a little bit with you. And I'll see you again. One day I'm going to figure out this whole YouTube thing. And I'm going to be able to do graphics and stuff. Until then, deal with it.